Alright, well, while my head emits all of the heat in my body, let's continue with Minecraft Farlands or Bust. We left off at 57,320.1 megabytes on the world size. Today is February 25th, 2024, and we got another donation. We got another donation into our direct relief charity. Danalis donated $20, saying it was a pleasant surprise to rewatch the first Flobathon. Kind of interesting to see who is still around creating content from way back then, and how unhappy they all are. I added that last bit, but thank you, Danalis, for the $20 donation to Direct Relief Charity. Much appreciated indeed. Link in chat and in the video description. But are we ready? Are we ready to continue? Do we have our woofs ready? Continue with Farlands or Bust here. Woof! Good lord, Wolfie. Good lord. What was that even about, my friend? You on vacation too? Taking a break? Working on your garden? Great googly moogly. Let's grab this lackadaisy dog and continue west to the far lands here in Minecraft Beta 173. I was beginning to think I might have muted the game or something. I don't know, but we heard him panting, so that was not the case. Oh, what is this? Continuing on in Farlands or Bust, February 25th. Oh, somebody about to text message me or something? I'm hearing static through the headphones. Yeah. Hello. Hi. How are you? I haven't streamed since last Wednesday? We've been playing the Tomb Raiders. We're on to Tomb Raider 2. The second one. Good lord.
Sticking with the theme.
Sticking with the theme. 888. Really trying to sell everybody on the misconception that this would have been episode 888, huh? Oh, that's a lot of too many treats. Here, Wolfie, I'll give you one right now. Just stop it. Stop. Yep. Oh, he actually needed it. All right. And what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, the weather got nice for once. Thursday, Friday. So I decided to take that time to work on the garden. The garden. I have trouble, like, focusing. I find I need to... No, really, Kurt? I find I need to, like, maybe just, like, tell myself, only work within this, like, square parameter of the yard or garden or whatever, because I'm, like, bipping over here, bopping over here, picking up some leaves over here, doing this over there. Whoop, there's some weeds over there, you know? So I don't feel like I get a lot done. But I did a couple years ago, the girlfriend bought a couple blueberry bushes, and we planted them in the ground. But our ground here is not good soil. It's very rocky, very clayey, and they've just not enjoyed being in the ground. So I got some, what I thought were some big planters, transfer them to, and one of them fit, but the other one had such a big root ball. Yo, root ball! What I ended up doing was planting it in the box that we built on stream, where I grew the sunflowers last year. I planted it in there, so not necessarily mobile, but hopefully enough deep good soil so that it enjoys that and grows better in there. So those were the two main projects. And then I finished building the compost box out of pallets. And I've got a good pile of compost in there doing its thing. And then I like cleaned the weeds out of the raised beds. I think I'm going to make another raised bed. I'd like to, speaking of organized, I'd like to be more organized in the garden this year. Because previous years, it's like, here's some onions. Here's a couple lettuces. here's a rosemary plant or whatever. And here's a cucumber, and there's a cucumber. Not much organization, which may or may not be good. I don't know what that means, but I'd like to have like nice, neat rows of things. Like here is where this is. Here is where this is. So that's the plan. Whether or not that comes to fruition. What about tomatoes and squashes? Well, that's what I mean. We had like tomatoes in the same bed as green beans and cucumbers and peppers, which we got all of like one pepper out of. I think the girlfriend said we should try doing tomatoes in containers this year instead of in, because they take up so much space. And if they're in containers, we can like put them up against a fence or whatever to support them. So yeah, I don't know. These are lofty goals for somebody who is notoriously poor at planning. I did green pepper. It just doesn't get warm enough here for peppers. Is the problem with peppers. Oh, that's a spider. Hello, spider. And I'm not going to do a greenhouse or anything like that. I'm not at that level. I still have the one planter that's been overgrown with strawberry plants. Hopefully they produce this year. All they've really been doing is shooting out and spreading. I've done peppers in Chicago. Seattle should be warm enough. Chicago is hot. Seattle is not. Seattle might have like 3 days above 90. As opposed to like Chicago, which gets into the hundreds and humidity and whatnot. And stays that way. Meadows don't need any maintenance. Honestly, I'm starting to lean that way as well, because through Throne, remember we got the wild seed, the wildflower seeds? We just like put those down and it like, those popped up and were like really cool looking and really like colorful and natural looking. So we collected a bunch of the seeds from those plants and are gonna like re-seed. I think that's what we're going to try to do with the area where the blueberry bushes did not take, and not much of else really seems to take. It's just fleurs, wild fleurs. I also put up. We ended up, after all, mainly because we forgot to return it, the bird feeder with the webcam that didn't work for our purposes because we can't live stream from it. Because it's quite literally a security camera on a bird feeder, and you're forced to use the security camera app to view anything. I finally got that up and got some bird seed in it. No birds yet, though. I don't know if there's any... I mean, eventually they'll find it. They'll figure it out. Bird seeds. So hopefully there's some interesting beards we can identify at our beard feeder. What else? Look at this cheaty snow bridge. Go to sleep. We don't see anything else that's thumbnail worthy. That's going to be it. What else did I do? I parked the truck. Hello, Gavin, from the slow-mo guys. Blowing up a creeper. I seen that video. 888, you're just getting them all in. 888. I was gonna start working on the Datsun. I parked the truck outside so that I could move the hearse to do that, but then I just had no motivation to do that. I was gonna like stream it too. Not really like starting, but like I gotta get like all the parts together, and I wanna like spray the bolts with, you know, whatever that stuff is called, the penetrating oil, to make sure I don't shear any bolt heads off again. But never got around to that, and now the weather has gotten crappy again, which is why I'm streaming. If it was nice out, I'd be outside. So I'm not. We'll see about that. That's kind of a catch-22. Is like, when the weather's nice out, you want to be able to be out and drive the car, but that's also the only time I'm really motivated to work on the car, because it's not cold and rainy and wet outside, or, you know, cold and dank in the garage. Well, that's on the schedule. You know how much that schedule actually exists. It doesn't. 888, you asked with your 888 donation. Whoa, let's not go this way. Do you recall any memorable childhood birthdays or birthday parties? Not really, except... when did Jurassic Park, the first original movie, come out? Alright, we have ended up on a place we cannot get down from. Was that like 1992? $1993. Alright, so that was like my 11th birthday party. My birthday being in the summer was always like outside of school, so I like never was able to invite like school friends, like classmates, to my birthday parties because we'd all disbanded from school by then. But I don't know how I managed, or how my mom managed rather, to like invite like a big group of kids like from my class who I normally wouldn't even be like friends with, honestly, now that I look back at it. But we had a birthday party and we went and saw Jurassic Park on my birthday. Like, that's only memorable for that reason, really. And then I became like obsessed with dinosaurs after that. But I do remember one of the kids like ended up getting scared and had to like wait in the hall with my mom because he didn't want to watch the movie anymore of the theater. And that kid went on to become the star quarterback of the high school football team, wouldn't you know? I mean, actually, that's true. But also, I really didn't keep up with them. But... And I get to be like, you were scared of Jurassic Park when you were 11 years old. Lol. No, I wasn't. Yeah, I gotta say, that's the only, like... That's the only, like... most of my other birthdays were just kind of birthdays. I remember the birthday party of some other kid, where we, like, rented out the arcade, or his parents, or whatever, rented out the arcade for, like, the birthday party. And there was one... It was like the arcade in the mall. And there was, like, one grouping of arcade games that were free for us, for, like, the people having the birthday party. And one of them was the Ninja Turtles, the 4-player Ninja Turtles game. And we, like, because we had infinite credits and it was free, we played through and beat it. I don't remember which Ninja Turtle I was. I was the one on the left. The far left controller was mine. But yeah, we beat the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade video game. Well, that was memorable because of that. But yeah, I don't really have anything specific beyond that. But thank you for your donation and your question. Indeed. And then yesterday we were going to do something. We just wanted to get out of the house and do something, the girlfriend and I. We thought of like trying to go see where the whales were. They were up north. Because the girlfriend hasn't still seen the orcas in the area. And I saw them last week. We were thinking of going back to the wildlife preserve to try to get more birds. But then we realized it was Twin Peaks Day. February 24th. 11:30 a.m. Entering the town of Twin Peaks. So we decided to do the Twin Peaks tour of North Bend, Washington. We went and saw the waterfall and the lodge. We went to what is now the Dirtfish Rally School, but the building was the police station in Twin Peaks, and then right across from the building, which is where the Dirtfish Rally School is where the lumber mill, the mill used to be. It's mostly tore down. The smokestack is still there, and like one of the buildings. But like the opening credits of Twin Peaks had that whole thing with the lumber mill. That's where it was. And then we drove down to the Double R Cafe. On the way is one of the bridges from one of the scenes where one of the victims was found. We didn't go into the cafe. They didn't have anything gluten-free. So we went a couple doors down. There was a bakery that had gluten-free macarons. Not macaroons. Or maybe macaroons. No, the coconut ones, not the almond ones. We had a couple of those, and the girlfriend got a donut. Well, that's the problem. I don't know which word it is. I know which treat it is. The coconut ones are macaroons. Okay, thank you. I always get them confused. And it's also confusing that they're both gluten-free. So like they're the ones I can actually eat. Why February 24th? Because in the first pilot episode of Twin Peaks, it's February 24th. And Agent Dale Cooper is recording on his tape recorder. Diane, February 24th, 11:30 a.m. Now entering the town of Twin Peaks. So that's why it's Twin Peaks Day. You replayed Alan Wake, and it has the Twin Peaks diner in it? Yeah, I've never been inside. They have a bunch of, like, pictures and cardboard cutouts and stuff of the Twin Peaks characters. But I've never been inside the cafe. And it was very packed yesterday. We weren't the only nerds. When we drove up, let's go sleep. The Dirtfish Rally School, you'll see in my Instagram pictures, they remade the Twin Peaks police Bronco. It's not the actual one that was used in the show, but they just have a Bronco that they painted and have the decals and the police lights on, knowing full well that their location is the police station parked outside. I came to the show in a later season. Twin Peaks. I don't think it's possible to come into the show in a later season. Are we talking about the same show? Particularly the original. There are only 2 seasons. And they're very much related. Well, it would be confusing if you missed the first season. It would be very confusing. It's still confusing if you watch the whole thing, but it would be very confusing if you picked it up only on season 2. Yes, it came back in 2017. I'd like to watch that, but it's like only on Showtime, and we don't have that and aren't going to pay for it. I think David Lynch would approve of watching the episodes out of order. Possibly. Yeah, just as an FYI, that's not a show you can just pick up. It's very character-driven. And if you don't know who the characters are and the things they've done and their motives, then... Indeed. So yeah, that's what we did yesterday. We drove around. Took June on a walk up and down the falls. Like, not the falls, but there was a trail. And yeah, there was somebody else. We drove up to see the police car and the police station. And as we were leaving, like, another couple drove up, and they were like neat and taking pictures by the police blazer. The girlfriend wanted to be like, "Hello, fellow nerds." Have you ever considered walking both day and night? You'd get twice as much walking in the same time without being in bed all night. I'm going to be facetious in my response, so don't take it personally, but you do realize I'm not actually sleeping the whole night in the world of Minecraft. That's not a clever edit to edit out the sleeping. Eegs. I'm not convinced. I see how it is. This whole stream is just a montage clip show. Highlight reel. You pounced! Get him, Wolfie. Hey, there we go. Indeed. Boats, boats, boats! Yeah, that's what we were up to this weekend. Ooh. Bloop. Any sticks? What is your opinion of waistcoats? I mean, if they're made for a suit, like a three-piece suit out of the same fabric and everything, then that makes sense. And I would even go as far to say in more formal situation, they look better than just like... I feel like the plain suit these days ends up looking like business. It's not so much a formal thing anymore as it is a business thing. Maybe less and less so. Perhaps as a youth of the 90s, that's what I associate it with. I mean, the girlfriend, I had the girlfriend help me with what I was wearing to when we got married, which was very casual, obviously, on a farm. But the second thing I wore was like a tweed waistcoat. She liked it. She said, she was like, maybe a waistcoat, you could be a waistcoat guy. Like, that's the thing you wear. But I don't know. I feel like it, in very... specific scenarios. Whoops, that's a very plush bed I'm making. You know, there's the look of like a waistcoat and jeans or casual, more of Western-ish, trying to be Western wear, I suppose. But there's a very, very fine line that is very difficult to cross between like that actually looks good and costume. And I feel like what I wore was a little bit on the costumey side. The tuxedo I got does not have a vest, or does it? No, I don't think it does. Does it? No. No, it doesn't.
This isn't funny.
I still gotta get that tailored.
Are we there yet?
We are not, but thank you for checking in. I'm the Beard. I'm the Beard. 56 months in the subtub.
Get it out!
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
It already hurts. Just take it out.
If you say so.
Yay, Euro time.
Yay, Euro time. Algae Fane, thank you for 29 months in the subtub. Subtub. But yeah, I don't know. I know back in the day, back in the early Farlands or Bust days, I was kind of into the hashtag menswear style-ish. Not stylish, but style-ish sort of thing. But I feel like that was a phase. Also, it was a very expensive phase. Now I just want to be warm. I just want to be comfortable and warm, please. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I guess whenever I did, like, try dressing up and stuff like that, it always felt costumey to me. For me. Maybe not to other people. Maybe that's how they feel comfortable. But it wasn't comfortable. I also wasn't, like, I don't think wearing the right stuff. Or I wasn't, much like the tuxedo, getting it tailored or whatever on account of money. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I can't quite even say I've found a style, but I think that's more of my lack of, I've also not found, to me, internally, like, my personality, me. But that's, I'm sure, exteriorly, to the exterior, from the outside, y'all could probably say that's a Kurt J. Mac style or whatever, or that's a Kurt J. Mac shirt. But I still don't feel 100%. But, you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain, and I feel like we've delved far too deep to the strange and unusual idiosyncrasies of the Kurt J. brain to go back down that rabbit hole again. To go back into that tight-fitting waistcoat again. If my poor selection and erratic trial and error of various different hobbies is of any indication, it's the same way with my external presentation. Like, even this giant beard with the big mustache is a new thing. And I can't say it feels like me, but the girlfriend likes it, so she's the one who's got to look at me every day. So she has veto power. I don't know what you guys are talking about in chat anymore. You're talking about seeing a dangle more clearly. I can assure you, I have no advice for any of that adjacent whatever you're talking about. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. Who am I, Wolfie? Yep. That'll be a yep. Perfect. I just ordered some vitamin B vitamins. So once that gets here, within the 3 to 5 business day shipping period, it's over for everybody. It's over for every other channel on Twitch. I tell you what, once I get the normal human level of energy, unstoppable. I have been taking my D's. Feel like that's probably a necessity here in the winters of the Pacific Northwest. If not all the time. But no, the bees are what my blood test might have showed. Although my doctor is not convinced. Did I talk about that? How I went to my doctor for, like, the follow-up? And he's like, oh, it's probably just because you didn't drink any water before giving blood. Or you were dehydrated or something. I'm like, are you sure? But then they also, the lab lost or whatever my pee cup. I peed in a cup for nothing because the results are never posted, and it's been like a month. So who knows what's going on in that department? Like, I gotta go back for another test. Pea thieves. I mean, that's what the girlfriend said, is that probably somebody who needed to do a drug test stole it off the counter or something. You're getting your head scanned. What did you say, Agent? What did you say to, like, check the boxes to enable the ability to get your head scanned? What ailments did you claim to have? Where your insurance was like, I'll allow it. Head and neck aches. Well, I mean, like, the girlfriend has had chronic pain, and she went in to try to get it taken care of. And, like, they refuse to do any scans. They're just like, here's some PT for you. Physical therapy. That's it. That's all you get. What may be causing your pains? We don't know. Ask for an MRI for tinnitus. I honestly, I gotta tell you, the last 2 weeks or so, I have been getting strange ringing in my right ear that just like comes and goes, like out of nowhere. That's just like all of a sudden, wee, and then it like lasts for maybe like 30 seconds. But true, we do have Europeans in chat. Yeah, what's private health insurance? What's a deductible? What's a copay? What's an out-of-pocket? Right, we may be getting skewed information and results here. You're from Washington. Hmm. Alright, careful, Wolfie. Whoa! We're good. Your aorta? You lost central vision for 20 minutes. And there was an issue with your aorta? How did they track that down? I have a hard enough time figuring out the wiring in an old pickup truck. Woof, indeed. Speaking of woof, I need some wood. Oh. Was that what I need, or do I need a CT scan? I gotta ask what my sister got. That revealed the missing part of her brain. We're still trying to figure out what's up with Niblet. He's off the prednisone, so his itching has come back. It's definitely not the food. Or if it is, there's still something in the non-hypoallergenic food that is causing him a reaction. Now he's just ripping his hair out again. On an antihistamine now, but that doesn't seem to be helping. Maybe it's the preservatives. Well, he's on a prescription food. Hydrolyzed food, or whatever it's called. That's, like, supposed to have removed. And doesn't have any of that stuff. And doesn't have any of the allergy reaction causing anything. But it's still a problem. And also, on top of that, he really doesn't eat it very well. So in addition to scratching his skin off, he's also losing weight, which is not good for such a tiny cat. Any change in laundry detergent? No. I thought that. But we've honestly... I mean... Maybe I should. I mean, we used, like, the all... Just because the girlfriend likes it, the clear hypoallergenic stuff. But then the next time I ended up buying, like, the Target brand version of that. But I don't know. I don't think that would be it. That doesn't make sense. Because Peepers is unaffected by it, first of all. And I don't think the timeline lines up with it. I mean, believe me, the girlfriend has... honestly... gone to overwhelming lengths trying to figure out what it is. Overactive thyroid? I mean, he's had blood tests. And I don't believe thyroid or anything came up with his internals in that regard. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a real mystery. And it's pretty frustrating. He's due to get an allergy test, but he has to be off. He has to have been off the steroids for 50 days or something, and that only just ended a couple of weeks ago. So now he's got to, like, suffer for, like, the next month. Yeah, I mean, we've thought of all these things. We've changed the cat foods multiple times, thinking that it's like an allergy to a food, but switching foods has not done anything, even to the, like I said, the hyperallergenic prescription, stupidly expensive food. Our Basil question. She tried giving him a bath with a prescription shampoo, and that didn't help. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, she gave Peepers a bath. I mean, we're starting to think that maybe Niblet is allergic to Peepers, which is a possibility, and something that they will check for when they do the allergy test. But again, that has to wait before we can do that. Cats, man. Yeah, this is the bummer. That he seems pretty miserable. And I just had to put the cone on him. He's not happy about that. He's not happy about getting fed pills. We constantly have to, like, stop him from scratching himself, which makes him unhappy. But yeah, real bummer. And of course, the stress of all this stuff doesn't help either. Stressed out cats overgroom. Peepers is another cat. Yes, Peepers is his mean old brother. Yeah, that's a stress. And one of the reasons why the girlfriend decided to get a job now instead of waiting to be done with school. Vet bills. Yeah, that's troublesome. It's just another daily thing. Everybody's got sometimes some of those.
Ah!
What is it?
Oh, I don't know. I sat on something. I sat on something. Oh.
Let me see.
888 with a tier 3 sub. 18 months in the sub tub. I feel like this entire day has been a campaign, a lobby, perhaps, towards me admitting that this, indeed, would be and should be episode 888 of Farlands or Bust. The 8 gift subs, the 888 bits, the $8.88 donation, and tip. I didn't say it. I said it seems like that seems to be your motivation here. A campaign of 8s. Or have ended up in a place, haven't I?
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to 888.
888. I see, anonymous gifter. Not to be confused for 888. Last bed. We got half a day. Oh, God.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to 888.
An anonymous gift to another 888. Why is 666 afraid of 777? Because 888? Ooh, excuse me. Woo, let's not go that way. Anything else up or new? Anything else worth discussing in the final minutes? A bunch of glitches in Tomb Raider 2. Oh, I'm sure there are. We have found some of them. I mean, we found some of them in Tomb Raider 1. Excuse me. Ooh. Bloop. All the 8s. Crazy 8s. What do I do with floating points? Floating points can be exchanged for goods or services. Dang it. Ending up on these cliff edges. Is there a way I can get down? Of course not. Whoa, Wolfie. Alright, well I guess we'll make the hidey hole here. Maybe it'll be a sidey hole. Nothing bad ever came from making one of those. Oh! Except that my shovel just died. I don't know. I don't quite trust this one. Yeah, let's see what we can't do here. Ah. Got a feeling we're gonna have a visitor in the night. I've got a bad feeling about this. But let's put down the bed. We'll back up the world. And call this our ceremonial episode 888 for February 25th, 2024. Your campaign was successful. We have 88 viewers right now. It couldn't be more perfect. Let's go to sleep. We're fine. As I thought, completely safe. Wouldn't that be crazy if that said 888? No 8s in the world save file, though. At 57,392.5.